afternoon and welcome. Glad you could join us. I'm falling apart here. So let me get my microphone back in place. There we are. So it's not cooperating here. Let me get my cable back there where it'll stay on. There we go. And okay, now we got it. Let's start talking about digital packing lists on Go for Lunch for November 11th, 2025. Brought to you by GoFor Technology. I'm Roger Harmon, your host, and we are here to make your technology work for you. It is Veterans Day, a day to remember all of those who served, those that returned, and those that did not. So let's keep them in our hearts and minds today and every day. So we've all been there before. You arrive at your destination and you forgot your phone charger, or you reach the beach with no sunscreen. So you discovered that you were at a business dinner, but you packed everything except your dress shoes. So your phone can prevent all this by using packing lists that actually learn from your trips. So digital packing lists do what paper lists never could. They remember what you packed for similar trips, and they adjust suggestions based on weather forecasts. The technology has existed for years, but most people still scribble lists on paper or try to remember everything in the old noggin. Digital lists that remember everything add security. So shared lists can prevent duplicate packing when you're traveling with your family. And paper lists fail just because they get lost between trips. And digital lists remember everything. And you can save those lists and you can modify them for different types of trips and different types of destinations or similar destinations. So again, the paper lists disappear between trips. Mental lists often forget critical items. Generic online lists often have things you would never use and skip items that you constantly use. So most people recreate their packing list from scratch every time, forgetting what has worked in the past. So weather changes make fixed lists useless. A week in Paris requires different items in January versus July. And business trips need different gear than beach vacations. And of course, family trips multiply the complexity when you're packing for multiple people. So one way to create a list is the Apple Reminders app. You just create a list called Packing with sublists for each type of trip. You tap the plus to add items, and you can include quantities like phone charger, quantity 2. And you can create a template list so you can duplicate for each new trip and modify accordingly. So let's go into our iPhone and unlock it. And there we go. So as usual, the iPhone image on your right is an actual image so you can see what I'm doing. And on my left, I'm having a real problem here with this microphone. Is the direct connection from the computer. So we want to go to the Reminders app, which is right here. And then we're going to go down to the lower right-hand corner and click on Add List. And we're going to give it a name, packing list. And then we're going to click on done. And there you have the packing list. So all we have to do is touch anywhere. It brings up the first item. So we'll say iPhone charger and cable. And we can put in a quantity there. And we just tap again. And we get our next item. So let's say battery pack. And tap again, get our next item, and so forth. So that's using the Reminders app on your iPhone that you already own. Another app you already own is your Notes app. And so on that one, you can tap the double horizontal line at the bottom left-hand corner to make a checklist. So let's go back to our iPhone. And let's go to Notes by swiping down between the icons. And there's Notes. And then we get a new note by hitting the little square with the pencil coming out of it in the lower right-hand corner. And so in Notes, as you probably know, the first line is your title. Packing list. And then we hit return. So here is the little two horizontal lines. And you can't see this probably, but the circle on the top has a little checklist on it. So you check on that, and then you get a checklist. So we're going to put in here iPhone charger and cable. And we just tap again. And we get another, it should stay on here. There we go. We tap here on the little horizontal lines to get another one with a circle for the check mark. So we can put in here umbrella. And then tap, oops, I don't want to do that. Okay, so then we would hit return, and then we get another checklist. So you can use the Notes app on your iPhone as well as the Reminders app. So there is an app in the App Store which is free with ads, or for $3 it removes the ads forever. It's called PackPoint, and it will check items while you're packing. And I hit the wrong button. There we go. And they will uncheck automatically for the next trip, so that's handy. And you can enter your destination and dates, and the app will check weather forecasts. So let's go back to our phone and swipe up from the bottom to get out of here, and swipe in between our apps to search. And since I've been using PackPoint, it's right up here. So I am working the HireWire without a net. I have not used this app before so that you could see how it works along with me. So we're in this together. So I'm going to say I'm a male, and we're going to say where to. So let's say San Diego, and there we go, San Diego, California. And I'm going to go on the let's say the 19th of November, and I'm going to stay for 7 days, and this is going to be a leisure trip. So that was already selected. So now I can select the activities that I'm going to pursue while in San Diego. So I'm going to not swim in the ocean because it's probably a little chilly right now. But I'm going to be taking some pictures. I will be going to the beach, probably do a little bicycling, and I'm going to eat out at a nice restaurant. Okay, so now we're going to begin packing. So my packing list is being generated. So here you have it. I've got camera bag, tripod, monopod, memory cards, batteries, camera charger, battery charger, camera, and then I can add new items to that list. For the beach, I've got the beach swimsuit, sunglasses, sunscreen, hat, sandals, beach towel. Then I've got my bicycling equipment here. And then for my fancy dinner, I've got shoe polish. And this says work shirt, which is kind of interesting. I think that should be dress shirt, and dress shoes, and dress socks, and dress boots. So that's a little interesting. And then here is the rest of the items: jacket, chapstick, vitamins, medications, pain relievers, wallet, a casual watch, house key. Now that's something that's really important. So you can get back in your house: underwear, socks, casual shirts, casual pants, pajamas, reading glasses, earplugs, eye mask, and then they're putting in the cell phone here, boarding pass and itinerary, and a sweater and hand sanitizer. And then under toiletries, we've got contact solution, cologne, tweezers, blemish stick, toothbrush and toothpaste, hairbrush. So you're getting the whole idea here, I think. So let's say, oh, I must have the microphone on. So let's see if I can. So I just tapped on that item and it removed it. So I'm going to say OK. So here's my list. I can customize it. And that's the premium. That $3 option will give you custom packing templates, custom activities, and TripIt integration. And then it'll allow you to delete or add new items to the built-in packing list templates. And it will allow custom activities like golfing, going to Mars. And the $3 version will allow you to have the TripIt integration. So that seems to be your handy little app. And then up here, you hit the little share button, and so you can share this with other people. And then if you hit the three little dots right here, you can edit items, delete a trip, put in a new trip, or customize. So that is PackPoint. And the link for PackPoint is right down there in the description. So PackPoint's database includes packing recommendations for over 30,000 destinations worldwide, taking into account local customs, typical activities, and climate patterns. So it is very handy. So the app knows when you'll need different items like going to Tokyo versus rural Japan or London in December or August. So quite the handy little app. And you can select your activities. You can choose your style to repeat or have fresh clothes daily, and it will generate the list customized for weather and activities. But wait, there's more packing apps. Packer, which lets you have photos of the items that you're packing, and that might be handy if you lose your bag, or I should say, if the airline loses your bag, you can have pictures of what's in it, so that could be very handy. And then TripIt integrates with packing lists as well, so you can start with TripIt and include your travel itineraries. And any list is also good for sharing, but all of these solutions, notes and reminders and pack point all had sharing capabilities. So another tip would be, as soon as you get back, start your next packing list indicating things that you remembered, or things that you didn't remember, or things that you didn't use. And you can make little notes like, I wish I bought additional batteries. So research from travel insurance companies show us that phone chargers, toiletries, and medications top the list of forgotten items, and digital lists with preset reminders reduce the likelihood of forgotten items by 73% compared with memory alone. So the average person overpacks by 40% for trips. And weather-based packing apps eliminate those just-in-case items that usually stay unused in your suitcase. So here's another way to create a packing list. You can use artificial intelligence. So here's a prompt that you'll be traveling to, name the destination, the number of days, and the month, then the purpose of the trip, list any activities that you're going to do while you're there, the temperature range or climate, whether you want to repeat outfits or wear fresh clothes daily, and then create a complete packing list organized by category: clothes, toiletries, electronics, and documents. So you put that into your favorite AI, and it will generate a packing list for you. So, late traveling news. If you're traveling in the U.S. or to the U.S., TSA has implemented several changes in technology rules last year that will affect how you pack electronics. Laptops must be removed from bags at most airports, but not all. We'll talk about that in a second. Tablets may remain in bags. Phone chargers and cables can remain in bags. And portable batteries must be placed in your carry-on bags, never in your check bags. So battery restrictions have been tightened. So the maximum rating on your battery packs is 2,700, I should say 27,000 milliamp hours. So you cannot take anything that's over 27,000 milliamp hours. Most of your battery packs are going to be 10 and 20,000, so you should be okay, but be sure and check the label on your battery pack before you take it, because they're not going to allow you to board the airplane if it's over 27,000. If you have a smart bag that has a built-in battery, that battery must be removable. If it's not removable, it will not pass through security. So make sure you don't get caught there. So the good news is that they have scanners at over 200 airports that allow you to keep everything in the bag, including laptops. And the way you can tell that is by looking for computed tomography or CT signs at security, and you'll get through 30% faster. So that brings us to questions. If you haven't already, put your comments or questions over on the right side of the YouTube screen. And please forward this YouTube video to fellow travelers so that they can profit from this information just like you did. So let's see what you have been saying. I see that we have some comments here. So let's see here. So I think we, good morning, Bob. And good morning, Chris. And good morning, Gretchen. And Gretchen said, did it through reminders? Yes, I did it through reminders and I did it through notes. So either one. And Gretchen said, I went too fast. Well, that's the beauty of YouTube videos. You can go back and watch it and stop it and figure it out and restart it. So make sure you look at the replay. And PackPoint is cool. Yep, I'd never heard of it before. I've been using an app for years called PackIt, I believe. And but I like the PackPoint better. And I think we answered that question, Bob. You definitely can share PackPoint with your significant other or anyone else for that. And Chris thinks that PackPoint is a cool app, and I couldn't agree more. So I hope that gave you some ideas. I know one thing that I do if I'm going to the same place, that I have a list of going to a place and I have a list of coming back from that place. So I have a list of things that I want to remember to take back with me. So for example, I have a toiletry kit that has a hook on it, and I usually hang it on a towel bar or someplace in the bathroom where I'm going, and I've been known to leave that behind. So I have on my come from list toilet kit, so I will make sure and don't forget that. And that is a good question, Denny. I did not, I'm pretty sure you can, but let's look. So let's go into our iPhone. Okay, so there we are in Packet, and let's touch the little share button here. So there's no print option here. So you could copy it and paste it into text edit, or actually you could paste it directly into notes or reminders. And so you could do it that way. Let's see if there's another way to do it here. So it's not there. So it looks like there's no built-in way to do it. But you can do a workaround, like I said, by copying it and pasting it into text editor or some other app. Good question. Okay, well, if you have any other questions, if you have any topics you'd like me to cover in the future, you can email me or you can call me, and that information is coming up right now. So have a great week. I'll see you next week at high noon for another Go for Lunch.